important, obviously. So let's blast off. There's big drama, folks. Really emotional. I mean, big drama. I'm really emotional. I'm really sad. I'm really tormented. You know, my feelings are hurt. I'm so hysterical. It's just crazy. It's just I need to address something. It's going to be really hard. Let me blast off first and let everybody know. You know? Yeah, people might be wondering, like, what happened? Addressing everything, not clickbait. Then we cover the real news. Not as important. Now, Austin. www.tv/HasanAbi. Add gone sexual, bro. Extra views. I don't want to add gone sexual because I already like added the cussy meme into it. Folks. Big drama. Big drama. Probably like you've never, ever seen before. It's giving Sag? Good. I wanted to give Sag. I wanted to give Super Sag. Folks, something horrible happened. Something incredibly sad happened. Bigger than HasanAbi, bigger than PortionAbi, bigger than Cussy, bigger than all of us, bigger than the news I cover, bigger than me speaking at the March for Our Lives rally or raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for various mutual aid funds. Bigger than anything I've ever done in my career, possibly the worst thing. Bigger than Gucci Gate. The number one juicer on this platform. The leader. The domineering, commanding force. The commanding presence on twitch.tv. Formerly known as xQc. Put me as B tier. On a tier list that he made. It pains me. It pains me so much. It destroys my soul to think about it. To recount the experiences. B tier, oh no, I say. The drama. The pain. Terrible, terrible news. Now, of course, you would probably, if you were not aware of, like, me streaming every day, most likely you heard about this on the internet and you probably thought, oh, Hasan is like so fragile, so emotional, so upset that this happened. Okay? So upset that this happened. I mean, after all, we saw everything he said. He is so sad, actually. He's so sad. You'd be right. I am completely destroyed. It destroyed me. It killed me. Immediately. For all the Normans who are in here, who are probably wondering, Twitch is a very insulated and very insular community. And what that means in that situation is that when something happens on this platform, most Normans who touch grass and don't know anything about Twitch are completely oblivious to the comings and goings on this platform. But when one parasocial community meets another, and one of the leaders of one parasocial community, like me, says something that is, albeit truthful, the other leader of the parasocial community with a much larger parasocial community and a much larger presence on the platform gets upset. Now, if you were just simply in here, you probably never even heard about this. But it's one that we must address. You only saw it on the internet. You probably thought, Hasan, you're owned. You're dead. You're so sad. You're so fragile. Except it is literally the biggest non-issue on the fucking planet. Basically, all that happened is XQc made a tier list. I've done tier lists before. He's done tier lists before. People get very emotional and upset, understandably. And I saw that he had ranked me as B. And it's been a while. I've been very frustrated with Felix for some time now. I mean, as you guys know, he's like stayed over at my place when he needed a place to stay. All this sort of stuff. We were definitely a little bit closer back in the day. But since he came back and decided to take on a gambling sponsorship, just like the first time ever, I was very disappointed in him as someone who, I guess, valued his presence as the #1 streamer on the platform. And since then, we haven't really talked to one another that much. We haven't really talked behind the scenes that much. And, you know, we've fallen apart. But some might even think that we were never all that close to begin with. So I tweeted something on my alt account, venting, about how Felix probably rated me B tier. Because, what was it? I don't even remember what the fuck I said. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. My alt is now privated, by the way, because psychopathic fucking right-wingers were taking advantage of my tweet, like Ian Miles wrong, and trying to quote tweet it to attack like gambling and to come along on my side on this argument when I thought that was unacceptable. So I, of course, privated it. I basically said, XQc probably ranked me a B-list streamer because I won't fucking have him on when a trending political thing is happening where he has to act like he cares to farm the last ounce of the Twitch directory before he goes back to promoting crypto gambling to teens for multiple millions. And boy, oh boy, were people upset. That people thought, oh man, Hasan hates XQc. Remember their relationship? Remember their friendship? Well, I'm here to tell you folks. I'm here to tell you that this friendship from the jump, okay, started crumbling apart. All jokes aside, as a peer, and as someone who is also a relatively sizable creator on the platform, I have been very outspoken about my opinion on gambling streamers and Gamba sponsorships. So of course I tweeted that. I've been saying my criticisms about Felix's gambling sponsorships for a while now. It's one thing that I consider to be almost unmanageable. Like, I just wish he wouldn't do it. He has more money than fucking God. He doesn't need to make money selling, you know, crypto gambling to a bunch of teenagers who love him and idolize him. I've said these exact same words over and over again, many times over. That kind of caused a rift on my side, at the very least. That caused a rift in our relationship because I think he's an otherwise very nice person. Anyone who's ever actually met Felix in real life will say that as well. He's a very kind individual outside of streaming. He's a very nice person to hang. He's a very fun person to hang out with. He's a nice person outside of streaming. But when he's streaming, he's a demon. When he's the content goblin, he's the content goblin. Ultimately, I think that showed, and I've said these exact same words many times over, that he just truly does not care about his community as much, or rather, he doesn't care about it enough that like he's fine with milking them for you know, Gamba money. This man could like literally fucking make even more multiple millions selling anything. Like literally anything. You and Ethan did a whole segment on this. People don't think you've been critical and outspoken. Yeah, he could do anything. Okay? And by the way, this is the funniest version of this sequence of events. People just being like, dude, stop deflecting with the gambling issue. You got heated over a B tier rating. That's it. It's simple. People were not upset. You were upset. It's frankly just embarrassing to say otherwise. You are an anonymous person on the internet telling me how I feel about this particular situation. I don't understand why you think you know better than I do about this instance. Anyway, This wouldn't be half as bad without the Discord leaks. No, I think it would still be bad regardless. And the Discord leaks are my true feelings. I think that it's like Discord leaks, by the way. I have so many psychos on my fucking Discord. A lot of his fans are mad because you called them neurodivergent, but it isn't just a meme. Isn't it just a meme? Oh, they're mad? Are they saying I'm being ableist? I love that. That's pretty funny. Anyway, so it's not even the fucking B tier thing. That's just the straw that broke the camel's back, because like it's irrelevant. Like I've fucking tier listed people all the time. I've done it before. I don't give a shit about that ultimately. I do give a shit about, and this is something I talked about last week, I believe, and I actually criticized xQc pretty openly last week when I was talking about Moon and Asmongold and numerous other content creators constantly fucking pushing back when they don't need to, when their audience randomly brings me up and shits on me. And this is something that happens all the fucking time on Twitch. It is like a very easy meta. It's a very easy meme to be like, yeah, Hasan sucks. Oh, house, rich man. Oh, just like Hasan, who's a fake socialist. He's a hypocrite. So this shit like totally fucking manifested. Okay? And it's like super low-hanging fruit. And I literally talked about it last week where I said, like, I think xQc's spineless for never fucking allowing that shit to go on in his community and totally fucking leaning into it. I straight up said it. And it's been a while. You also called xQc neurodivergent, which is textbook ableism. Wait, what? Okay. I don't know about xQc's neurodivergence, which he is open about, but you, my friend, need to seek help immediately. Anyway, also, yeah, I'm ableist. Okay, go ahead. If you think that, who cares? So regardless, as I was saying, it's been a while. It's been a long time. I feel like since, especially the second like coming of Gamba, that I just haven't been as close with xQc, and I do think that part of it is literally because I think part of it is because like these dudes I don't think are all that nice. Trainwrecks is the same too. Like I criticize the Gamba shit, but Train fucking does pot shots against me all the goddamn time. xQc does it all the time. Like, they totally fucking farm that shit. So if we're friends and if we're peers and if you respect me, then why do you fucking let that happen in your gigantic communities? It's really fucked up. You can have a difference in opinion with the way I operate, or you can have a difference in opinion with, I don't know, like you wanting to do Gamba and me thinking that that's wrong. But there's something entirely different when you're just like allowing your community to constantly fucking be like, yo, you suck, you suck, you suck. And like, it's just sneak dissing, and it's totally all right when they do it. Okay? It's totally all right when they do it, but when I fucking say anything after being nice for so fucking long, it's like, oh my God, it's a huge problem. And I think part of the reason why it's a good way to cover it is because people want to deflect away and be like, no, it's actually, why not call them out on it when it happens? I have done it. So that's it. Like, I've been very outspoken about being, do you see how the timing makes it look like you just got mad over the tier list? No, I don't see how the timing makes it look like I got mad over the tier list, because I've been saying exactly the same shit I've been saying for literally weeks, for months, if not years. I criticized xQc when he did crypto gambling first. I criticized xQc again when he restarted doing crypto gambling. You just focused and paid attention to my criticisms for the first time because he heard about the fucking, he heard about the tweet and then decided to fucking blast me on the timeline. That's it. Wait, what type of shit does X farm against you? I've missed what happened last week. No, he's just like, it's something that I see all the time. There are certain fucking big chats and big communities that like totally fucking get off on being like, yo, Hasan is such a fucking idiot. Hasan is like, he sucks, he's bad, whatever. And it's fine, but like, you know, if we're fucking friends, then, you know, don't let that happen. If we're not friends, which I don't think we are, it's understandable. Like, fuck the tier list. The tier list is bullshit. Who gives a fuck? The tier list is completely irrelevant to the conversation. So it's basically two different things. One is the Gamba shit that I think like kind of drew us apart, and the other one is just like, you know, people. The other one is like him just regularly fucking farming that shit, which they're farming currently right now. I mean, and for the record, like there are examples of other content creators that are big that absolutely don't engage in that. Asmongold being one of them. NMP Lol regularly responds to it. By the way, have you watched the clip when he rated you? No, I haven't. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched a single fucking clip. I just saw that it was a rated B or whatever the fuck, and I was like, yeah, this is in line with fundamentally everything else that like I've seen him do over the past fucking year, especially like in the past couple of months since he restarted Gamba. And I talked about this last week. As I have. What you said is what made you look bad, though? Motherfucker, if you're so hyper-focused on the optics of the situation, then you don't give a fuck about the actual bare bones, the actual meat of the argument. Have you admitted you fucked up yet? No, of course not. Guys, I'm devastated. This list owned me, okay? It destroyed me. It broke me. It broke my back. It broke my fucking... It broke my soul. Anyway, regardless. I love you, dude, but if I had to explain this drama to a normie in under 5 minutes for $1 million, I would fail. Exactly, and we're going to move on from it. But yeah, ultimately, people who are fucking saying it's about like, oh, dude, it's about the tier list or whatever, you're just probably unaware. But this is something that I've been very outspoken for a while. Remember not even a couple months ago when everyone said you were being too nice to X and not speaking out on his behavior, like you won't ever win this, and it's sad? Well, it doesn't matter about it being sad or whatever. Ultimately, I think that I have a disagreement with what he's doing. I don't like that he's fucking the largest, most significant content creator on this platform, and he's using like he's you know, using that status with great power, which comes great responsibility, to fucking fundamentally alter the way that his viewers exist in this space. Okay? That is what it is. I mean, there have been like numerous controversies over the course of the past year where like he'll be like the Crackergate shit where he like personally was like, I think his entire community is racist. Like he literally said that. That was weird. You're a lot more calm and collected. The total meltdown was fucking hilarious, though. What total meltdown? This is what I don't understand. Like, I was live the entire day yesterday, and you guys are saying I had a total meltdown. I'm live right now, and you're saying I have a total meltdown. Like, maybe you just don't understand how to emote through texts or something. If you personally find it to be like a meltdown, no matter how hard you say, dude, you're totally melting down, it's not happening. And instead of perhaps thinking that there is like a meltdown happening, maybe you should reconsider whether there ever was one and people were and people wrote that narrative for you. So now you think that that's happening. I'm a political commentator for the most part. I like to have fun, and I do like to do like, you know, dumb shit too, you know, reacts and all this other stuff. And I do ultimately care about doing that sort of thing, specifically because I think it drives more viewership towards the meat of the process, which is my politics and my political commentary. I am at my best, in my opinion, and most fulfilled when I get to speak at events like March for Our Lives against you know, the gun lobby and how pervasive its influence is. I get to feel, I feel the most fulfilled, or I feel the most impactful when I get to hype up local council district races that end up winning. You know, DSA-backed council district winners. Like, I don't care about the Twitch drama beyond like people that will probably come in here for the next week and say that they, you know, say that like I'm angry or whatever. And eventually, maybe the dam will break and I will ultimately get angry at someone trying to derail the conversation. But, you know, you can say I'm hoping, but It's not, you know, it is ultimately incredibly irrelevant. I am my happiest when I get to, you know, raise money for these causes and actually have some kind of genuine impact. I'm my happiest when I see people in this community be like, listen, I'm a fucking union organizer. I salted a workplace. I was able to go and like fucking unionize my workplace. I was able to, you know, I was able to fucking, I got motivated by what you have said and lost like fucking 30 pounds, 40 pounds, started working out. That's why I love what I do. So you can, you know, you can sit there and assume that I'm like super, super mad. But if there is one thing I'm mad about or disappointed about, it's the fact that, you know, someone who I think otherwise is a very good person, okay, ultimately, who I think like has very kind moments, is still fucking farming gambling. And I've said this privately to other people. I've said this very publicly many, many times over. But as far as like the personal drama part of it goes, it's not the fucking tier list. The tier list is completely irrelevant to the subject. Completely irrelevant. If anything, it's the straw that broke the camel's back, because it's like an ongoing, a consistent ongoing fucking amount of like shit that I feel like is shit slinging that I feel like is one-sided. Salting, for those of you who don't know, is when you join a union, or when you work with a union and you join a workforce with no intention of actually working there, but to actually unionize that workforce. That's what salting is. What? Yeah, our community is racist. You know how our community spams the try hard emote whenever we see black people? What are you talking about? It was a tweet, right? People made it sound like you went off like you do on racist chatters live. Twitter beef is weak. It's not even fucking beef. It's been an ongoing thing. And the optics do matter because people won't take you as seriously when you do cover the actual good topics. Yeah, I agree. And that is the frustrating element here. But, you know, it is what it is. So will you and X be on better terms if you stop Gamba? I don't think he. You literally say you're starting to hate him. Yeah, I'm unironically like, I think his behavior since the Gamba shit is 100% unacceptable. And like in that process, I feel like I get nothing out of like maintaining a relationship. Like I don't feel like it's reciprocal. I don't feel like we don't even talk to one another. I reach out, he doesn't fucking respond. There's no reason. Like, what do you want me to do? Lie to you so your own fucking parasocial desires feel good? Yeah, he's working all the time. He's streaming all the time. And I think it's like, you know, I don't think he's been like, I don't think he's been a very good friend. Friendships go both ways. You know what I mean? And I don't expect him to fucking change his attitude or his behavior or anything like that. But I don't think he said before that like he doesn't view me as a friend many times, and then he said that that's not true, but and that he does view me as a friend, but you know, it is what it is. Like, I think that friends should be able to tell others what they're doing is wrong without it being like fucking complete blocking. But xQc saying that I'm more mad about the tier list than gambling is just deflection from the main issue, which by the way does work. I mean, clearly, demonstrably, it does work. People are only focused on like me being so mad about the tier list. I don't give a fuck about the tier list. So yeah, Were you a good friend to him? Don't think so. I mean, anything I just respond to in this situation, I mean, anything I respond to in this situation, you're just going to use against me and be like, oh, you're just like beefing up your relationship to like win an argument or something. So I'm not going to do that. Those who know. And this doesn't change my perspective. Like, here's the thing. I will still, if someone is like unjustifiably attacking xQc for like for his past self, for something he's done in the past, and that people say is like unacceptable, and he's like homophobic or whatever, I'll defend him again, as I have time and time again, because I think that is not true. I don't think he's a homophobic person, for example. I don't think he's a racist person, for example. So that part is untrue, and I will continue to do that. That's not because I'm his friend or because I expect anything in return or anything like that. That's just because it's the truth, right? But the crypto thing is not one of those instances. I don't think it's a defensible thing. But yeah, no, I'm telling you once again, you might not want to believe me, or you might, I don't know, but it is not about. It has nothing to do with like the fucking tier list. The tier list ultimately is just. The tier list ultimately is just fucking bullshit. Straw that broke the camel's back, you know, and the personal side of that conversation revolves not around the tier list itself, but more so around the you know, our I guess relationship souring over the course of like over the course of the past couple of months. And I think that it definitely is coming from a place where it's like, yeah, when the C word drama, he said my community was racist, which I thought was ridiculous. I literally reached out to him directly, and you know, in private, his conversation was much more reasonable, and I totally understood what he was trying to say. But in public, he straight up said to the largest fucking community on Twitch that my community was racist against white people, and like, you know, that was kind of fucked up. I mean, he's like, there was a time when he like, what is it? He was like, wow, you're like celebrating people dying. Keep it up, sweaty. Like, really good job. Like, there's been numerous like weird instances, but ultimately, it's whatever. It doesn't matter. And I'm sure eventually we'll fucking make up. Who gives a shit? I get why you're upset with gambling reasonable, but why do you get upset with milking the Depp trial? Oh no, that was me being petty as fuck. I think that Asmongold killed it on the farming of the fucking Johnny Depp trial, and I think he didn't milk it as hard. That was me being petty. It's true, I was being petty. Straight up. Also, again though, I think people always, this happened with the Nicki Minaj stands as well. I think people look for a reason to when they're like favorite, when they're stan, when the person that they're standing is like in the wrong, and they kind of recognize that it's in the wrong. The Barbs did the exact same thing. The Barbs did the exact same thing when they realize that they're like in a when they realize that they're in like a bad predicament, and they find that their favorite content creator or their favorite like, you know, creator in general is like doing something that's unjustifiable, they look for like any kind of outside interference to direct their attention to, so that they can deflect away from the main problem. And the main problem is, and will be, and will continue to be what I had already said, which is the gambling. And instead of talking about that, anyone that fucking, you know, anyone that like tries to deflect away and move on to like, Hasan is so petty, he's so mad. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm not, but sure. It's the crypto gambling. Wait, have you not really seen any clips? No, of course not. I only saw the fucking image. I only heard about it yesterday when people were like, "You take xQc on stream too seriously?" No, I don't. This is played zero mental space in my mind. I went boxing last night. That was awesome. I started watching a fucking new TV show on HBO called We Own the City, which is a true story about the gun trace unit, the super corrupt Baltimore Police Department. Like, you can cap all you want, which many random non-subscribed people are capping, but you know, there's a lot of juicers in the chat, it seems, that want things to be a certain way, but it's not. I didn't even mention it on stream yesterday when it was popping off. Like, it was, you know, I could have done it yesterday, but I didn't. I had guests over and I didn't want to fucking talk about it. I didn't give a fuck. Did a thing scare you? Of course he scared me, bro. He's scary as fuck. But ultimately, yeah, I don't care about the tier list, obviously. I wish you would stop gambling. That's what I care about. And I've been saying this for months. So if you say that, like, oh man, I can't believe you're just like bitter about the tier list and using gambling as a talking point, that's just a self-report on your end. I've literally done multiple fucking, I've had multiple conversations with this, and I've been consistent and morally on the correct side, I think, in this argument for a year or two now, almost 2 years. Anyway, did you meet Connor? I did. But anyway. I have seen Barry. Respectfully, and I say this sincerely, I think the problem is that you're deflecting from running the ad break. Come on, man, do better. That's true. You are right.